And I'm going to start now on YouTube.
Okay.
And you are live.
Okay, awesome. All right, we'll just wait a few seconds for people to trickle in. I hope everybody's doing well. All right, I'll just go ahead and get started. Hello, class of 2023. You can go ahead and go. Yeah, awesome. Okay, my name is Maylee Isaacs, and I'm the sophomore class president, and soon to be next year, your junior class president. My contact info is on the screen, so if you have any questions, please take note of that, and you can feel free to email me always. With this panel, we just want to kind of update you guys on what's going on and feel like you guys like connect with you guys from a leadership perspective to a student's perspective. And yeah, just check in right before we go back to school and answer your guys' questions. And yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Maya, you can go ahead and
Hey guys, I'm Maya. I'm your sophomore class vice president. My contact info is also on the screen. If you guys ever want to shoot me an email or have any questions, feel free to contact either me or Maylee, and we're always here for you guys.
yes, awesome. Okay, so in terms of spirit, obviously we can't have our normal spirit rallies, unfortunately, but we are doing spirit games. So you can fill out this form right here to participate in the games. We're doing Family Feud and Survivor, and we'd really appreciate your participation. It'll be super fun. It's the same setup, same games, just obviously like following COVID procedures, and you'll still be racking up points for your grade. So, I mean, obviously there's all sophomores on this call, but definitely sign up so we can do well in spirit. So yeah, you see the dates are posted the 21st at 12 or 1 p.m. and just fill out that form right there. It's super fun and we really appreciate your guys' participation.
So also make sure to go to lghs.net to get your sophomore spirit t-shirt. They're on sale right now. They're $15. It's an amazing way to support your class while also matching with your peers. Maylee and I designed this shirt, and we would love for you guys to purchase it. We will have more details about a distribution date coming out soon, but get excited for that.
Awesome. Kindness Week was last week. It was a huge success. Thank you guys for participating. And congratulations to the raffle winners for you guys won a $10 Amazon gift card. Also, make sure to nominate people for Sophomore Spotlight. That is still happening on our Instagram. We appreciate all of you guys' nominations, but we appreciate new people as well. So keep the nominations coming.
Keep them coming. So we're sure you guys have a lot of questions about phase 3A and 3B that are both coming up really, really soon. Phase 3A actually starts tomorrow, which is very, very exciting. So we're just going to give you a really brief rundown. So phase 3A is really just a way to get students back on campus and kind of figure out what it means for LGHS to be back on campus after a year of learning from home. So it's taking place tomorrow and on the 31st. And there are two cohorts, cohort A and cohort B. If you guys signed up for phase 3A, you guys know which cohort you're in. Just a reminder that cohort A starts at 9 and cohort B starts at 1.
Awesome. Yes, you can go ahead and go on to the next slide. Perfect, thank you. So yeah, that was basically the 3A and 3B, kind of just what Maya went over, the start times. And if you go ahead and go back one slide, thank you. You'll see that it's only 2 weeks long. So just a reminder, it's only for 2 Wednesdays for an hour. And if you, or I'll let Mr. Robinson take on this later, but you still have to log in. I know there's confusion, but you still have to log in through a Zoom call if you're not going in person. So just a reminder to be aware of that. You aren't just like, if you're not going in person, you can't just not log in at all. You still have to do attendance.
Yeah, this just replaces advisory for the next 2 weeks.
Exactly. Pretty much.
Phase 3B is coming up right around the corner. It's right after spring break. We will go into a bit more detail about that later on, but pretty much it's a hybrid model. So depending on your cohort, you're either going to go to school on Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday, Friday. You get to see all your teachers during those 2 days, 1 through 5 Monday, and 2, 4, 6 Tuesday, or whatever it is your cohort you're in. But pretty much it's going to be more of a regular schedule, more of what we're used to. But we're really excited to be back on campus soon.
Yes, amazing. And now we have a quick safety video. So you can go ahead and play that.
If it loads.
Hey Sarah, you want to Lindsay? Hey, would you mind putting your mask on properly right over your nose? Yeah, sorry. I'm a little lost. Can you help me find my classes? Yeah, of course. Let's go. Okay. Oh, I remember this building. I can go to the English classes through there. Actually, it's a one-way now. We have to go all the way around the building to get to those classes. Oh, let's go. If you have an art class, you're going to be right here. But if your history class is in the 500s, you're going to go this way. Follow me. Okay. We just walked past the history wing. Is this a one-way? Yes, it is. It's the only way to leave this building. And can you show me where my English classes go? Of course, that's where we're going next. Is this the English building? Yeah, this is the only door we can take to go into the English building. Then we're going to go up the ramp and you'll be there. Notice the signs on the ground. Make sure you follow all of the one-ways, especially when going to these buildings. There are also some signs on the walls to show where to go to. You can go that way if you have a couple of classes that way. Make sure you follow all of the signs and go the right way to leave. Mr. Nespo, what are you doing? You're going the wrong way.
My classroom's right there.
Yeah, but it's a one-way. You have to go the other way.
All right, let's go. What's up, guys? This is actually a student-free zone over here, and unfortunately, none of our students can access this for now. If you do need to get an appointment with your counselors, you can do that through Zoom still, but when you come down from your English buildings, you have to either go out towards the math wing or down this ramp.
So, is this where math and world language class would be? Yep. If you have a class on the second or third floor, then you go up these stairs, and then when you leave, you go down the stairs on the other side of the building. Got it. So, what are the rules for the big open spaces like this? You pretty much want to stay on your side of the road like you're in the car. Make sure you keep a distance from everyone else. Got it. And then these buildings right here are the music building and the sign wing. Both of them you enter here and you exit in the back. Let's go check out the health office. Right after you walk into the design building, turn left to the health office. Let's go check it out.
Hey guys, so one thing that's going to be new when you come onto campus is an app called Screener 19. You'll receive an email about this shortly, but I'll show you how it works. Come over here. So every day before you come to school, you're going to log on to the application Screener 19, and you're going to answer some questions. Make sure you're answering them as truthfully as possible. So maybe I'm coming to school for class, and then it's going to ask, have I been diagnosed with COVID-19? No, hopefully. In the last 24 hours, if I developed one or more of these symptoms, hopefully we're saying we have developed no symptoms. And then do we live in the same household? So we're answering these questions as honestly and truthfully as possible. And then once you press submit, you'll either get a green check or a red X. And this is what you're going to show to your teachers every single day.
When you finish with your design classes, make sure you go up these stairs, through the door, and down the stairs with it. You can either leave the parking lot or go through the block. If you're your science class is on the second floor, make sure you go this way and all the way around the field. It's a one-way too. For your physics or other history class, you'll be going this way, and it's also a one way. After you're finished with these crossings right here, make sure you go up the ramp to leave. Don't go through the 500 ring because that's also a one-way. When going through the business ring, make sure you really pay attention to which places are one-ways. I think I'm still a little bit confused on how the flow of traffic is going to work, but I'm not afraid to ask for help, so I'll make sure to do that. Okay, so I think I kind of get it now. I mean, the exit points, there's one going out towards the front lawn, one going out towards high school court, one that you can go to through the pool, and one that you can go to in between the D buildings, right? Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so just a few things to note from the video. Two important things. Make sure that you're aware of the traffic flow and what way you can and cannot go. It'll obviously be quite different from when you were last at school, so just be aware if there's like a one-way hall or anything like that. And the second thing is the app. So you'll get instructions on how to handle that, but just be aware that you'll have to show your teachers the green check mark on your app after you fill it out, and that will become a daily routine when going back to school. So yeah, I think that's about it. There's a form on Calendar where you can fill out any questions you have. So Mr. Robinson, if we have some questions rolling in, or if not, you just let us know and we'll see if we can answer some for you guys.
Thanks, ladies. You guys did a great job with this. There are a few questions on there that I think were asked yesterday or in days previous that if we want to try to answer. It asked one question: is it possible if you've already signed up to go back that you don't have to? I'm worried about COVID and I didn't think it through. If you already signed up to come back either to 3A or to 3B, but you and your family decide that you really don't want to come on campus, we don't want to pressure you to be here. So it's, if you can let us know, let your counselor know or one of your teachers know that you're not coming back and they can get that information to us, we'll put you down as being a part of the fully remote group. That's no problem at all. If you've changed your mind and all of a sudden now you want to come back, that's going to take a little bit of work because we're already beginning the 3B schedules for exactly how that's going to work. And we're making sure we're going through all of those commitments right now. Doesn't mean that it can't happen. It just might take a little bit longer for you to be scheduled into being back on campus. So if at any time you decide, if you've committed to come for 3B, but all of a sudden you decide that you don't want to come, that's okay. You can go ahead and stay home and just make sure that you're accessing your classes remotely, and letting folks know is really helpful in the long run for this. Okay. I know another question here. It says, do we get prom? Okay. Well, I know that there's a lot of questions around whether or not we're going to have some kind of an activity, whether it's actually a prom dance or not. But I know ASB leadership and the class leaders are working really hard to get some things organized and actually have some things here on campus for students. So we're planning some events. Whether it's going to be like the proms of old, no, probably not. But it'll be something that'll give us an opportunity to come together and just making sure that we do it safely. And another question that they asked here, will this change anything about checking in for advisory for online students? Advisory for the next couple of weeks on the 24th and the 31st is totally asynchronous, meaning you can log in and do the advisory lesson at any time that you choose. And there's a couple of pretty good ones. So we really do suggest that you do that. You don't necessarily have to check in with your teachers like you did before. When we get to 3B and that Wednesday advisory is going to be a check-in for students again, that's when you'll check in with your advisory teachers during that time. But for the 24th and the 31st, you won't necessarily be checking in with your teachers, but we are going to be asking you to kind of do the advisory lessons during their time. They're totally asynchronous. And what's going to be the schedule if I return to campus? We've sent that out a number of times. I'm going to send it out again to all the students and the families tonight, so you'll have a copy of that. But it's almost identical to the schedule that we currently have. Some of the break times have been condensed so that we can actually get students off campus before lunch at kind of a healthy hour, and that way it makes it a little bit easier, and it still gives you enough time to get from one class to another class. And somebody just popped in a question here. Are there rules on how many people can be in a bathroom at once? That's a really good question. And there actually are. Each of the rooms has a maximum occupancy to it. So each bathroom, it will depend upon the bathroom that you're going to. And again, you need to go to the restroom that is closest to whatever classroom you happen to be in. And there will be a number on, right there by the door that says, it might say 3 people allowed in, or 2 people allowed in, something like that. And so there, you kind of need to be conscious of that. You may have to walk in, and if you notice that there are more people in the bathroom than should be, then you probably need to step outside and wait for a little while. Okay. And are there rules on where we can eat during the 10-minute breaks between classes? Yeah, if you bring a snack along with you and you eat it outside of a classroom, that's perfectly fine, outside of a building. But you can't eat inside of a building. That's just the only rule around that, okay? And all the lunches at the end of the day, those are going to be grab and go. And we're going to send you, once we get towards 3B, we're going to send you information about how you can ask to have a grab and go lunch so that you can grab it from the cafeteria and exit campus with it. And another question here, what should we bring to class? In 3A, for the next 2 Wednesdays, there's not a whole lot for you to bring other than just some kind of a device that shows that you've done the Screener 19, application. And so you've fulfilled all of those questions that you're supposed to answer. Because really this time is just for you to get used to being on campus again, but also get you introduced to your classes and kind of where they're going to be, and introduce you to your first and second period teachers a little bit more. So there's not a whole lot that you're going to need to bring devices for during 3A. When we get to 3B after spring break, you're probably going to want to figure out what device you feel most comfortable in bringing, whether it's a laptop or something that you might be able to access Canvas off of, or some of the materials, maybe some documents that you're using for some of your classes, things like that. You will not be sitting in a classroom zooming into the class that you're attending. That's not what the intent is of coming back on campus. So you won't be using those programs that take a lot of bandwidth off of our network. But there may be some things that you're going to want to do online for some of the classes that you're doing. So it's kind of depends on you about what devices you want to bring on campus. For the past 6 months or so, we've had a number of students who have been coming on campus. They brought a lot of their own materials with them, whether it's a laptop or something. If they haven't got one, we usually give them a Chromebook to be able to access some things. And there will be a limited number of Chromebooks available on campus, but we can certainly help you out to figure that out, okay? And I hope that answers that question. And let's see. Here's a good question. When cohort A students are attending school, what will cohort B students be doing? The cohort A students, since if you're in a cohort B or if you are completely remote, then your teacher is going to talk to you about whether or not you need to be zooming into that class. For the cohort B students, you don't need to necessarily zoom into that class. For the students that are staying completely remote, whatever, class you have, period 1, period 2, they've already set up some guidelines for you on if you're going to be zooming in during class time or if you're going to be zooming in during, office hours with the teacher. But you'll be making connections with those teachers, your first period teacher on the 24th and your second period teacher on the 31st at some point during that Wednesday. Okay. And just looking through. Somebody asked, are we allowed to use the bathroom? Yes, you are. Just use it well and keep it clean. And I'm thinking that's just about most of the questions.
Awesome. So guys, just a reminder that if you happen to think of a question later on, feel free to email either me or Maylee, or I'm sure any of your teachers, any of admin or your counselors would be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. We will also continue to look at the form if you just want to fill that out. So whatever works best for you. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you guys.
You guys were awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know Mr. Brotzman is running around trying to do 4 different meetings right now, so that's a pretty
sure.
tall task.
Yeah, I would not be able to. It's really awesome.
Okay.
I'm glad we figured out a way to do this though, because I know that there were a little bit of challenges with doing a webinar, so I'm glad we figured something out. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. This has been a really creative year in a lot of ways. We've learned so much more about different ways to communicate, and hopefully that'll make even communication stronger in the future. Okay. Hey, so you guys know, I think you guys are doing a great job with your sophomore class, by the way.
Thank
Some of the
you.
different events that you've run and especially some of the charitable things that you guys have done have been really, really cool. So
Thank you so much.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely made us be a lot more creative and a lot more thoughtful about what we're doing. So it's been actually interesting to see.
Yeah.
What
Well, and I think you guys are going to have really, really great junior and senior years now, because you realized how something can be taken away from you just like that. And boy, so cherish each and every one of these moments going forward. Okay.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it
Yeah,
definitely makes it that
And you
much.
guys are really going to like the new principal too. He's a very, very good dude. Okay. So
I'm excited to meet him, get to know
Yeah,
him.
looking forward to it. Well, thank you for being here and making this happen. I think we can just end the Zoom call because I think we are still on live. So I
yeah,
think
we
we can just,
probably are.
yeah. So I think we can just go ahead and leave or end the Zoom call, right? Or what?
Okay. We'll go ahead and do that. All right.
Whatever
Thanks
works.
a lot, folks.
Thank you
Take
so
care
much
now.
for your
Thank
time.
you.
Sure.
Have a good day. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.